My commander looks up and says, "It's not right. Stay low and hope you don't get hit, but it's gonna happen." I'm Charlie Potter and I'm an American warrior, and this is my story. I went to school, grew up out in Big Lake. I went to Houston High School, wrestled all through high school. Ended up meeting up with a good buddy, James Hastings.
I'm James Hastings and I'm an American warrior.
And he took and tried to call me into joining the military, and I was like, I don't know.
No, I did not chase him around. Didn't have to. It was either going to be come with me and put on a camouflage uniform or wind up in Goose Creek Penitentiary in an orange suit.
School was not my absolute favorite, so I was like, sweet.
And we talked about it, and I said, you do what you want to do. You make the choice, you decide.
I want to do something that I've done prior that I'm not going to look like an idiot doing.
So we decided to become a combat engineer, and he did go to the Bravo 411th Combat Engineer.
And ended up spending 7 years on active duty involuntarily. Got into country on December 20th of 2004, and that's when it got serious. I didn't realize how scared somebody could be until you're handed some bullets and told, hey, you're gonna protect us. We're gonna drive down these streets in a glass-sided bus.
Next thing you know, Charlie's not much of a communicator, honestly. So we didn't talk again until I found out that he had wound up getting himself blown up.
My commander looks up and says, "It's not right. Stay low and hope you don't get hit, but it's gonna happen." So I hunker down as low as I can, and this is before you have all these fancy guards around you as a gunner. You're up on top of a vehicle, basically just sitting on a ratchet strap. That's all you have. No shield in front of you. The only shield you have is your weapon that's in front of you. We made it maybe a block and a half. My world just got rocked. I didn't know what was going on. I see somebody. I thought I broke my arm. I took and look up on a roof, and at that point fired my weapon a couple times towards the roof. Well, I had an RPG that they had shot down trying to hopefully take out the whole vehicle, had smoked past me and went through my arm and kept going and missed the vehicle altogether. Some kids came out from behind a fence, threw a bunch of grenades up at us, trying to lob them into the gunner's hatch, because you get one grenade in there, it's gonna kill everybody that's in there. I said, "Sergeant Thompson, I broke my arm." He's like, "Yeah, you broke your arm all right." And I said, it's broken. I need to get down in here." And he said, "Just get down in here." So I get down in there, I just grab the hatch and pull it over the top of me. The doctor told me, good chance you'll never move your hand again.
Despite the negativity and the challenges and the injury and the tough things that he's dealt with, I don't think it made him who he is. I think it refined who he was destined to be. I'm pretty proud of that, really proud of that. So anyway, we had a couple beers, and Charlie says, "Hey, I want to race the Iron Dog." And I said, "Sweet, I'll help you." And he said, "No, you're doing it with me."
I said, "James, I want to prove to myself and everybody else that no matter how far I get knocked down, I can still do what I love. And my passion is snow machining." And it had been a far off dream when I was a kid, but I knew I was never going to do it. I'd go to the start, go to the finish, but there's no real reason for me to go spend that money to run that race.
But by George, we did it. We put in, I'd say 3,500 or more training miles every day, every night. He had me out pushing me and shoving me and doing exactly what I had done to him, almost 5 years, 6 years previously, where I had pushed him to get in shape, get your mind right, go to school, go to class, graduate, take the test, pass the test. Your ass is going. You joined, you're leaving, you're not getting out of this. And he did the same things to me. Hey, you said you're racing, you're racing. Get on the sled, let's go. I didn't want to go. There were days I wanted to quit. There's days I was trying to find somebody to take my job, and he said, "No, you promised, we're going." So we did.
Well, the Wounded Warrior Project wasn't in Alaska at this time. And so we're just gonna start the Alaska branch of the Wounded Warrior Project, and we want to raise a bunch of money to help these people out and get some Alaskans out and do fun things. It's a great thing for rehabilitation. Like, he had seen, I believe, how far I had came with it, and you know, there's tons of us up here. That's the Alaska way, is to be outdoors and do things. Well, that year the race just didn't really work out for us. We made it about 100 miles into the race and burnt down a snow machine.
I think in our case that first year, it wasn't about the destination. It was about the journey. It was about, we can do this.
It's really been a history and goal of mine from that point on to, I'm going to keep doing this, because the amount of support and people that had positive attitudes towards us the first time just made it to where I have to keep doing it.
We were able to bring a lot of awareness in that first year, a lot of exposure to a lot of people that I think, even at that point in time, 2008, 2009, people still didn't realize the impact of 7, 8 years of sustained continuous combat was having, not just on the warrior, but on the family of the warrior, on the mothers, the fathers, the sons and daughters, the spouses, all the team. There's no such thing as just a warrior, and knowing that you're not alone helps you keep your head right. Knowing that there's somebody you can call. Knowing that, hey, I got to get through this because the next week I'm heading out and we're going to go fishing. Or next week I'm going to take someone fishing. I'm going to do something to save a life. You can't save somebody else if you can't save your own. You can't be well if you don't help other people make well. It's such a circle of life. So to see where Charlie is, to see where he's going to go, is pretty exciting, and it's important. On behalf of our nation's warriors and our state warriors, I want everybody to support the program of what's going on here. It's not about the money, it's about the lives. But you can't save lives in this day and age without making an investment into it. And there is no greater return on investment, whether it's your time, your money, your emotions, than knowing that you may have played a small part in saving someone's life.
And hopefully by next year we'll take and have 2 different teams on the trail, 1 pro class, and hopefully I get to be a part of it and we can make it happen.